Hello, everyone. How are you all? I hope you're all safe and healthy, and as well as your families and friends, especially in these strange coronavirus times. A presentation from home for me. Um, my name is Joep Brenninkmeijer, and I want to wish you a very warm welcome to my presentation, Growth via Great Customer Experience. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not able to present to you guys live because something urgent came up with our business. So I pre-recorded my presentation. I wish to thank Juliana and Valentin for inviting me to speak at this digital conference. Great job, guys. Keep on the good work. So let's start by sharing my screen with you guys. All right. So again, my name is Joep with a very Dutch, but for you guys probably difficult to pronounce last name. It's called Brenninkmeijer. I'm an e-commerce manager at Heineken for an online store, Blade.nl. Blade is a corporate startup within Heineken Netherlands. And we sell a Blade beer draught systems to consumers, to offices, and on-trade businesses. Now I can talk for hours why you guys should get a blade, what the benefits are, what and why we do what we do, what our approach is to the market, and what our drivers are. But you're not here to hear me talk about Blade or myself. So if you wish to know a bit more about me or about Blade, visit blade.nl, which is a Dutch site. So if you don't speak Dutch, you can also visit the website global.blade.shop for the international website. You can find more about me on UNL, LinkedIn, just via my name, or send me a message via email. Since this is a pre-recorded presentation and I'm not able to respond to your questions you might have, at least not in real time, if you have any questions, please ask them anyway, and maybe provide your contact details or tweet at me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. All right. Now, for the presentation, growth via customer experience, proactively helping your customers for a win-win situation. There's a lot to talk about in this title, so I'll better get on with it. All right. So, customer experience. You all know what it is. It's a really big subject, an umbrella term. But how does affecting it impact your company's growth? Of course, if you have a positive, then customers are likely to come back to your store, and that contributes to a higher customer lifetime value of your customers, and thus long-term growth. Well, that's very simple. I can quit the presentation right now, but I guess you guys want to hear a little bit more. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the customer part of it all. Everyone can improve the customer experience of their e-commerce site by just following some web design and best practices, for example, by discounting everything in the store. Then I think a lot of customers think that site has a great customer experience because they get their products or services very cheap. But unfortunately, that is not a sustainable way for the long term. To realize sustainable growth for your company, you have to really know who your customer is. who your product and services are for and who are they not for, and also tailor the product or services to the ideal customer in mind. These are all some wisdoms that we acquired over the years with Blade. So, do you know who your customers are? Now, I don't mean their names, their businesses, or the regions they live in. I'm talking about a little bit more meaningful aspects of your customer profile. For example, do you know what sort of business they run? Which tells you a lot about what kind of sectors you must be focusing on, or how and when your customers use your product or service. What added value does your product or service brings to the lives or even the jobs to be done of your customers in their lives? Do you know what preferences they have concerning the product or service you offer? But I can keep going on, and I will, because there's so much to know about your customers, and there's so much valuable insights from it. Do you know what your customers desire and what they fear concerning the job that your product or service solve? Or lastly, do you know what the daily routine is of your customer? Do you know the age, the sex, or the social class? These are all things that can tell you a lot about your customer, which ultimately leads to understanding your customer. These kinds of qualitative customer data are usually very hard to collect at scale, but they're really essential if you wish to truly understand your customer and help them become more successful with your product or service. Deeply knowing and understanding your customer base is one of the most overlooked, but also difficult thing for business owners. Everything else is usually much easier when you know, if you deeply know from inside who your customers are, because then all the marketing, all the copy, all the business efforts that you try to grow your business become much easier. So, with Blade, we offer since 2018 our main product as a B2B to offices, businesses, and agencies, but also to pubs, restaurants, and cafes, but also to construction and transport companies, and also to B2C customers and consumers. So we had a lot of target audiences because the Blade is used. It can be used in so many different use cases. So after a very successful year in 2019, we had a lot of customers, but we had zero idea of who our customers exactly were. We needed to figure out who our customers were, how they were using our product, and what their needs were concerning Blade. So that triggered something that we called a data enrichment campaign. We had all the email addresses and just basic name and address data, but we needed to enrich those profiles to really gain insights. So we held a lot of phone interviews with our customers, but also sent out a really big survey via Klaviyo to all of our 7,000 customers with questions by who our customers are, where, when, and how they are using our product. As an incentive to get as many results as possible, we offered a free keg of beer for a completed survey. Well, who doesn't like a free keg of beer? I can tell you, there's a lot of people who wanted to fill out the survey. So the results were massive. we sent out a survey, and after also a reminder email, our conversion rate on the survey was 35% of all the people that we reached. So that meant that instantly we had about 2,300 completely filled out customer profiles to analyze. Well, that was a big of a challenge because we didn't expect that so much data. So we exported all the data into one big spreadsheet and visualized the data into Google Data Studio into a dashboard. Let me just quickly show you guys what that looked like, so you get an idea. Let me see. Yeah. So this is the dashboard, and you can see where the customers are located in the Netherlands. For us, very important what sector what sector are our customers in. So we didn't have this information because you're not filling in. You're not making this a mandatory field in the checkout, which is very insightful. The great thing about Google Data Studio is that you can really filter within a sector. So if I take, for example, well, this is the HORECA and catering business, I can just filter out those responses and look at those individual companies and look at the insights within that segment, which is very, very insightful. Let me see. Let me just go back to all the data. Yeah. So what we asked, like, what are your within the business? What kind of function do you have? How do you mainly use the blade beer draught? What is the main thing that's lacking to the service or product that we are using? Well, we asked about some business opportunities for us, and how often does the blade get used, and for how many people we use it, the thing get used. But also this was a very big insight into all the customers that were about to churn, were not as active anymore. And we asked, what is the main reason that you stopped using the blade? So I can go on and on, but where do they buy the kegs, and what is their blade experience? What can we improve on? Let me just switch to the presentation back. So after all the analyzing of the data from the Google dashboard, we uncovered a lot of insights about our customer base, how and when they were using our product. For example, we thought that 90% of our customers were businesses and using the blade for business purposes. But what turned out that nearly 50% of our customers and rising are using the blade at home. So where we thought we were primarily a B2B business, in fact, we're almost 50-50 with B2C. And that was a major shift in our thinking and the way we approach the market. We would never had those insights if we didn't ask our customer how they were using their products. This was one of the insights that was impacted our business majorly. So what we believe is that if we can make our customers successful with blade, then our company is doing great as well. I have two examples to clarify this. First, we discovered that a lot of blades are currently not being used for some reason. For us, that means
we don't generate repeat purchases from that customer. So for all the customers that are having the blade somewhere in storage and not using it, we are offering a buyback offer to them to buy back the blade that is not being used and resell it for a discounted price to as a second-hand machine to new and active customers. That way, we invest and convert a non-active churned customer to a new and active customer, which is a great way of recycling customers, actually. The other thing is that because of the pandemic in our country is in a partial lockdown. Since October and until late December, this is employed by the government. This means that there are no repeat CAC purchases from offices because there are no Friday drinks at the office, which is kind of boring, but understandable. But also no sales from pubs, cafes, or restaurants. So we thought, how can we make our customer base thrive with our product in the middle of a pandemic during the holidays? And the answer was actually quite simple, which was take your blade from the office or your cafe and use it at home. We created an email campaign with a lot of use cases to use the blade at home, and also a lot of reviews that from customers that are very satisfied of using it at home. It started on Wednesday, and it's already proving record sales results, which is amazing, and basically creating a win-win situation. Yeah, both the buyback example and the use your blade at home are some of the examples that we try to help the customer, actively help the customer and provide a great customer experience and therefore create a win-win situation. I have many more examples to share actually with you, but unfortunately I'm running out of time for this presentation. And if you are interested into these initiatives or want to know more, contact me please on LinkedIn or Twitter, and I will get back to you. That was, I think, the end of my presentation. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. It was a pleasure doing this talk for you, and I hope to speak to you maybe in the future. All right, bye.